Hey there, it's Jenny from Southern Savers. It's Monday night, and we are going to go through all the things about mobile apps that we can possibly go through, plus any questions that you have. So this is truly a live Q&A. Ask away if you have a question that is mobile app related or not. I'm happy to help you save money on anything that I possibly can. Mobile apps are a big one though, and it is one of those that we can literally start in grocery land and end up in retirement savings, right? There's an app for everything. So we'll see how far we make it. I am sharing the apps that I use the most frequently to save the most money. I have no doubt that you have some apps as well. So if I don't mention something and you want to chime in, feel free. But we're going to go through how they work, how to use them the best, how to save the most with them, how to redeem them for money as well. So to get us started, we are going to stick with the grocery related ones. I mentioned a few of them last week, and if you are just jumping back in with us, it's been a long time since we've done Q&As. Last week we did the basics on how to save at the grocery store, just the gist of what is on sale and following sale cycles. And so this week we're diving in to the mobile app side, which in all honesty, in the 17 years that I've been couponing, this is where couponing has gone, right? Very few of us are using actual coupons in our hands. We're using coupons on our phones. So knowing how to use your phone is crucial to saving the most. And hi to everyone that's chiming in. It's good to see all of you guys jumping in tonight. Karen and Anita and Wendy and Deb and Lily. So good to see so many faces that some of you I feel like I've known for years, but it's good to see new faces too. So let's dive right in. The list that we're going to go through, folks on Facebook, I don't have the ability to put in a really big intro comment before I go live. But folks on YouTube, or if you head to southernsavers.com, the very top post on Southern Savers has all links to so many of the apps that I'm going to try to get us through today. So if you're stuck on trying to find it or you've never heard of them, head to YouTube for that full list, or head to Southern Savers for that full list that's right there on that top post. Oh, and Anna, I love it. Planning a girls' trip to Niagara Falls, you need cheap flights. I was just sitting down with some teenagers tonight. We do American Heritage Girls on Monday nights, and they were like, Mrs. Martin, tell us how to save on flights. I'm like, girl, you're talking my favorite language. I will try my hardest, Anna, to get us there. I'm going to take us to apps first, but I will try to answer your question on flights for sure before we hop off. And Lily says, I used to think CVS or Walgreens was the worst app, but the CVS app is just spiraling downwards. And I kind of agree with you, Lily. CVS has been making a lot of updates here lately, and major glitches. My extra care bucks from last week never loaded. I had to call CVS corporate to get them to show up in the app. So I'm right there with you. This is not my favorite week for CVS, but in general, we do want our store apps. So let's dive in. We're going to talk Ibotta first, because Ibotta really is the app that we have the most offers with. And what I mean by that is these are literally linked to specific items that you purchase in the store. Ibotta also works with tons of stores. So I have favorited the stores in my area, and you may not even see your stores. It's because I don't want to see stores that I don't have, right? When you first create an account with Ibotta, you're going to give them your zip code, and it's going to populate the stores that you have. Sometimes it never unpopulates. We haven't had a BILO in a few years. I would love for BILO to magically reappear, but they aren't going to. But all of these others are my regular possible stores that I would shop in. But Ibotta works in hundreds of stores. So you head in, you buy an item in the store, I come home, and depending on the store, I may not have to do anything. The store may tell Ibotta what I purchase, or I'm going to come home and take a picture of my receipt. I'm going to upload it to the app, and I'm going to get my money back. So I'm not going to get this money back at the register, but I'm going to get it back after the fact once I get home. So For example, I'm going to click on Publix. We're going to see all the offers and sometimes ads that will pop in. We'll see all the current offers. There are always some that you don't want to miss. And I don't have a way, since I'm doing this fun phone mirroring, I can't like blow this up and make it bigger. So if you're watching this on a tiny screen, I know that it looks super tiny. I would just encourage you to download the app so you could see it. What I want you to get in to train your eyes to look for with Ibotta are these bright pink banners. They are usually going to be your top top percentage offers. Like this one is completely free Kinder chocolate. Just buy one, you're going to get $1.69 back. The fun part is if you go into your store and this Kinder chocolate might only cost $1.50, you're still going to get $1.69 back. So depending on your store's price, this actually could be a little bit more than a freebie, which is kind of fun. Sometimes that pink banner will say buy one, get one, or 50% off. But if you just train your eyes, if I'm trying to go fast, we've got thousands of offers to look through. I'm trying to figure out, what are the top ones I don't want to miss? Train your eyes to look for that bright pink banner. It's going to help you to catch those higher value offers faster. The other thing I encourage you to look for in the Ibotta app is this banner across the top. And this actually scrolls to the side, and it is the categories of the deals that are there. There's a lot of deals there. You're not really going to approach Ibotta by literally scrolling through the whole list. You can't. I even have a fairly photographic memory when it comes to coupons. I cannot keep 1,000 of these pictures in my head. I will still end up making a list if that's what I need to do, if I'm trying to find unadvertised deals for you guys, or I will go through and just save any that I want. Doesn't mean they're mine forever. It just means that I've saved them to a list so that if I was like, oh, what were those really great deals? If I click that list, they're going to be there. Now, before you panic, I didn't just save them to Publix. If I were to back out of Publix, which is where I am now, and I opened up Kroger or I opened up a different grocery store, any of these offers that are good at any store, they're going to show up in every list. So don't panic and feel like I saved Dunkin' Coffee under Publix. It's only going to work at Publix. That's not how Ibotta works, thankfully. So I can save this, I can load it basically, and it's going to end up loading to any store that offer was good at. And to give you an example there, this is the Dunkin' offer I just saved. And if I click on see all, you'll see it's good at a ton of stores in my area. Now, again, if you don't live where I live, you're like, but Jenny, I don't have any of those stores. Hold up. The images that populate are based on what is near you. So your available in store list is actually going to look so different from my available in store list. So don't panic just because it's what you see on your screen right now. Odds are you have that same $2 Dunkin' offer, and Dunkin' is literally on sale everywhere right now, so it's a good offer to use. So let's walk through some of these. I'm actually going to pull that back up. I made it go away. A few things to catch here. I do have to load the offer. I will not earn anything if I do not click that little check mark and load it and make it colorful. Sometimes if you go to a store that is a direct link store, you will very nicely get an email from Ibotta a couple days later that says, heads up, you missed out on cash back. And they're actually giving you a minute to log into the app and load the offer. Like we're gonna close our eyes and pretend that you did this. But they occasionally, I'm not gonna say it happens all the time, but occasionally you are gonna get that heads up email that you missed something. But if you're at a receipt-based store, that's not gonna happen. So you need to get in the habit of loading all of these offers before you shop or right after you shopped so that they are in your account. The other thing to note is on this guy, this gray bar is telling you how many times I can use it, and that's on the same receipt. So I can actually grab 2 Dunkin' Coffee products. I'm gonna get back $4 if I bought 2 of them on the same receipt. If I submit this receipt and I only bought 1, there's a chance that it will not come back into my account. So if the limit is 2 and you could use 2, you should buy 2. It doesn't mean it's going to hang around for you to use another time to get another offer. Sometimes it will, but you don't want to just assume that it will always be there, that you'll get that second chance. It's not always how it works. So to back out of that, I mentioned this banner across the top with all of the categories. You can't possibly scroll through all of them. So what I would recommend, the first section is things that you've redeemed in the past. So it tends to be like, hey, you bought this. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you that this is there. The For You and the Buy It Again tend to be populated by that. Sometimes the For You is more just the brand's paid to be at the top of the list, but a lot of times they're tailored towards things that you've bought. The Buy It Again is definitely things that you have already redeemed once, so they're hoping you might want to redeem them again. Doesn't mean it's the same offer. Like, it doesn't mean you redeemed it last week and it's back, but it just means at some point you redeem this and now the offer is back. But the main two that you really want to pay attention to are What's Hot and Best Value. So What's Hot, let's say I'm in the Publix list, and I'm in this on Friday. The ad in Publix, in about 70% of Publix's, actually starts on Wednesday. Florida folks, your ad starts on Thursday. Well, come Friday, you're gonna have a really good glimpse of what is on sale this week at Publix, and that has an Ibotta offer, because the What's Hot list is going to almost fully mesh with the What's on Sale list. So for my folks that you aren't shopping that first day of the ad, you're shopping a couple days in, people are doing the work for you. So start with the What's Hot section. It is telling you, odds are this is either a very high value offer or it fully matches in with some deal that is running in the store. It's pretty rare for a deal to hit the What's Hot list that didn't have a sale with it. You know, we're not all just gonna run out and use a 75-cent Ibotta just because we're just itching to buy that product. Something is spurring a whole bunch of people to redeem that offer. So come Friday, Saturday, you know, you're set. All of those things have been propagated for what is on sale right now in those stores. And most of our grocery store ads, whatever grocery store you shop in, they start on Wednesday. So come Friday, you're pretty good on that data pushing all those top offers to match in with this week's sale. So if we went through this, the What's Hot, you would kind of get a glimpse of, yep, Silk Oat Milk has been on sale. This Panera Bread soup, guys, that What's Hot's in there early. It's on sale in the new ad starting on Wednesday, so just go ahead and load that guy. And yes, I do already have the Publix ad up long before Monday night. But you get an idea of what's there, you get an idea of what's on sale, how it's gonna match in with these offers in that What's Hot offer, usually by Friday. Best value, that is literally the dollar value of the item. I do think there's a little bit under best value that ends up being sponsored. What I mean by that is I don't necessarily think that 65 cents off of Land O'Lakes spreadable butter is an amazing value, or 25 cents off of Rotel. But we're still gonna see it. Rotel is buy one, get one from time to time. But most of the offers under best value are higher dollar offers, so that you're not gonna miss that $5 back on the C4 Active, the $5 back on the All. So those are my favorite categories. You can, if you've still got time, if you're like, oh, I can just sit here and scroll all day. New offers is next in the list. So those are the things that have loaded into the app within usually the last 3 to 4 days. Ibotta does load most of their offers on Sundays. So if you tend to get in the habit of checking, Saturday night, you're gonna miss a bunch that's coming in on Sunday. But if you're checking on Monday or Tuesday, it might be very similar to what was just there a couple days ago. So that's the quick gist of finding the deals. I'm gonna load any that I wanna use, and then depending on the store, so I've gone to Publix, I'm gonna click Submit Receipt. Ibotta is gonna walk me through how to do this, and before I submit receipt, it is gonna say, well, double check your list, because if I forget to load something and I try to submit my receipt and I miss it, and you realize halfway through taking all your pictures that you had not loaded an offer, you're basically gonna have to close the app, reopen it, load the offer, and then take all your pictures again. It will only happen one time to you, and you will make sure that you have loaded all the offers that you plan to load before you take your pictures. So they really are serious. That's why they're stopping you right here. Check your list, because you're gonna kick yourself the minute that you have to go back through the list. And then you're gonna click the Upload Receipt button. That part is not going to work for me since I am using mirror screening. It's just going to tell me I can't do it because I'm not really on my phone. But it's going to show you a little line of how to line up the receipt. It's super simple. You can take as many pictures as you need to get a huge receipt in, or you can get your super tiny receipt in, and you're done. You upload it, you're going to have your money back in your Ibotta account within 24 hours. When you have $20 saved up, you can get it out in PayPal or in gift cards, and the threshold might even be lower. I tend to keep mine in there for a while and cash it out to PayPal or Amazon gift cards. It's kind of a slush fund for Christmas money. I'm not in a hurry. I just leave it there until I want to get it back. Sometimes it's for Chili's gift cards for date night, whatever I might need it for. But I'm not. That's why I'm like, I don't know if the threshold is lower than $20. Someone can tell me, but I'm not usually in a hurry to cash it out. So I haven't tried below $20 in quite a long time. And Deb, thank you. So Deb is saying, and don't forget on Fridays. So Fridays in February, Ibotta is giving us a $2.50 off eggs Ibotta offer. You have to buy them on Friday and you have to upload your receipt on Friday, but it's still pretty sweet, $2.50 off of eggs. So thank you for that. Okay, and Cindy, you've been getting those alerts to something that you hadn't loaded at CVS and Food Lion as well. So those linked stores, it is helpful. I will say, guys, and I've shared this before as well in our weekly CVS videos, but there are some stores that you can link and you can still submit receipts for. And I do not have my accounts linked for those stores. CVS is one of those. CVS, I can still take pictures if I want to take pictures of the receipt, or I can link my app, but you can't do both. So once you link, the only way to take pictures is to unlink your account. The reason I do that is twofold. One, if you used a coupon in the store, it will get quirky and you won't even see the offer in your Ibotta app for anything that you used a coupon for. Maybe you didn't use a coupon on everything. I bought 2 or 3 of them. Still, it's not going to be there. And it just can sometimes not give you the offers back that were actually in your cart. So I like to be in control of it. That is why I'm not linked in those stores, but some stores you don't have the choice. So for example, in my area, Lowe's Foods is a 100% linked. And I know that it's gonna tell me up here, it just says how you're gonna get cash back. Add your offers and shop, and Fetch Rewards is gonna basically know what I bought. There is no submit receipt button. I'm just gonna add whatever offers I want. And then when I purchase those items in Lowe's Foods is gonna tell them that I purchased it. Odds are you have a couple stores in your area that are a little bit of both. Publix is taking pictures, nothing is linked. Walmart is linked. We go back and forth. So you're gonna see when you open that store, some stores I have the option to shop online as well. So for Kroger, I'm gonna say I'm in the store. For Kroger, I'm gonna submit a receipt. So you'll see whether or not that button comes up or doesn't as to whether or not you are gonna link your card. Oh, and thanks, Z's. Z's is saying the threshold is still $20. Thanks for helping me out since I think right now I have 22 in my little account, $22.50, and that's just from this year. So that's just from January, cashed out at Christmas, so slowly earning it back. But that's just how it tends to be. So it's my little Christmas slush fund, and that makes it fun. Or as Anna says, or a way to pay for a girls trip. Yeah, it's just whatever I want to use the money for, but it's my own little savings account. Let me make sure I haven't missed anybody. Okay, good. So that's a quick rundown on Ibotta. There is one big part here that's the easiest way to use this app, and it's really the easiest way to use every mobile app that has to do with coupons. I left it till the end though, because I wanted you to make sure you knew how to use it, but that is this guy right here. So this is the search bar, and I can search across any coupon that I wanted to. I have actually started using this phone mirroring a ton because I can double check that as I'm making lists for stores that, oh, that offer is really still there. So for example, I can search for Head and Shoulders. This is a pretty good deal in the drugstores this week, and I can see Head and Shoulders. Now, 2 options here. One, I can click on Head and Shoulders and see every store that it's good at, or I could back out of here. Let's say that I specifically want to know, is Head and Shoulders at CVS? save yourself a step and click on CVS first. Once I'm in CVS, if I use the search bar now, I am literally just searching the offers that are good at CVS. So if you're ever in a store and you're wondering, is this offer really good at this store? Make sure you click on the store first. It's gonna just save you that step. I don't even have to double check that the store is listed because now if I search for Head & Shoulders, I know Head & Shoulders is good at CVS. It is right there. It is in the list. I'm safe to grab this deal in this store. So that's the first way to use the search bar. Make sure you are specifically in the store that you want to search before you begin. And you'll notice CVS is telling me link your account or submit a receipt. I'm gonna submit the receipt. The other way to use the search bar, and I can do this from inside a store. So if I'm in CVS again, or I can do it from the main homepage. But the other big way is, again, to click on that barcode scanner. And this is where it's like, you can't do this, you're connected to a computer. But this at least tells you what it's looking like. I'm gonna hold up that toothpaste or that Head & Shoulders. Scan the Head & Shoulders in the store. I don't have to sit there and type it out. Scan the Head & Shoulders in the store. It's gonna automatically bring up any offers that work for that product, and I can load them right there. So it's a very fast way to make sure that you have loaded everything in your cart. This is what I've always recommended folks just hand the phone to a kid or anyone that's shopping with you and just say, hey, your job is to make sure you scan the CVS app with every single one of these things so that we don't miss an in-store coupon, and to scan the Ibotta app with every single one of these offers, because with Ibotta, I have to load those offers. It's very, very important. So those are the fast ways to use the Ibotta app. One big question that I tend to get is, how often do these things come back in? A lot of times you might even see an offer, like you might use it on a Monday, it might be back in your account on Thursday. There's really no rhyme or reason as to what returns and what doesn't, but a lot of these major brands, they do keep coming back through. So use as many of them as you want on that receipt, but odds are you're gonna see them pop back in a few more days if you wanted to grab a deal in another store as well. Okay, so that is Ibotta. There are a lot of other apps, but Ibotta is, as I saw someone say, it's the gold standard. There are thousands of offers here. One of the stores I will say before we move on that Ibotta is the biggest at is Walmart. And Ibotta, you will notice if I am using Walmart offers that a lot of these, it's mad at me because I haven't linked my Walmart account. But if I were to, okay, I get it. If I were to look for some of these offers on Walmart's website, if I were to add these to a grocery pickup order, I would actually notice that a number of them have Walmart Cash offers on them as well. I cannot use both. So Ibotta is actually kind of running the Walmart Cash, the back end behind Walmart Cash for them. So you can use this or Walmart Cash, but I cannot use both, just to make sure we're all clear on that, anyone that's a big Walmart shopper. But when we're looking at offers, there are way more Walmart offers than any other store. So many of the offers that we see, if you were to click on it, it's actually only good at Walmart. And when we look at the available store, only good at Walmart. So don't get excited, because there's a lot of great Dove deals that we see in the drugstores. But this offer, if I were to pull up CVS and then search for it, it's never gonna show up. So that's really the biggest reason to search by store specifically, because it's gonna help weed out all those Walmart only offers that would never have applied on your CVS deals. But there is a lot there, which is great. If you're shopping in Walmart, I've got a way to do this. Now, to redeem these, I've got to link my Walmart account. I don't use a receipt, and that means that at the register, I need to be using Walmart Pay. So if you are not using Walmart Pay, it will not always link up that you have just made this purchase in the store. You're not necessarily going to have a problem if I put these in a pickup order, but I am going to have an issue if I'm at the register and I'm trying to get this money back. So do make sure that you are using Walmart Pay at the register. If you've not ever done that, that is inside the Walmart app. You still link a credit card, whatever you would normally use at the register, to it, But now when the register gives you the QR code, you're going to use the Walmart app on your phone to check out. Still going to the credit card you wanted it to go to. I don't know. It's a Walmart thing, but that's how you're going to need to run that to get these offers to work. Okay, I'm going to move on so that we don't spend all night on Ibotta, but it always takes the longest because it's the most in-depth. But let's hit some of the others. So Fetch is my second favorite of all the offers that are there, and honestly, it is the easiest. So Fetch, I don't have to load anything. I mean, you can go through and hit all the hearts if you want to, but you really don't need to. You're gonna go to the store, you're gonna come home and take a picture of your receipt. Anything that you purchased, it is going to give you points for if you purchased those participating items. Some of these are larger purchases. So this is buy $20 worth of General Mills, get 5,000 points, which is roughly equal to $5. I do not have to purchase all $20 of that at the same store. I do not have to purchase it in the same transaction. It will track me. So this little gray line will just keep filling up until I have hit the $20. The other part that is tracking you is it is following the sale price. So if I go into Publix and these are buy one, get one, or I'm shopping the Kroger mega event, it's gonna track the sale price on those items, but it is not gonna track any coupons that you used on those items. So sometimes this comes out to be in your favor if you used some digital coupons. I used an Ibotta offer. I can use this on top of Ibotta. They are not affiliated or connected in any way. So some extra little perks. This is basically a receipt scanning app. So earlier today, when I was going through my messages on Facebook, somebody sent me a question about an app called Cooper. And honestly, every time we talk mobile apps online, I end up getting a question about various receipt scanning apps. There's a lot of them that are out there. They give you points for submitting receipts. Fetch is the only receipt scanning app that I use. The reason for that is that receipt scanning apps typically are not giving you money back for specific offers like this one, which is paid for by General Mills, right? General Mills is funding this. Most receipt scanning apps don't have grocery offers in them. They're just saying, give us your data, and we're gonna give you points for giving us your data so that we can say, hey, we have a mom, this age range, lives in South Carolina, and these are the things that she's buying. You're helping them build a shopper profile. You're begging them to build a shopper profile on you, and they're giving you, a few pennies every time you give them a receipt. If you're cool with that, give them all the receipts you want. I'm not super cool on that, so I don't do all of the other receipt scanning apps that are out there. I only do Fetch, Ibotta, because I bought the item, I'm getting points for the item. Now, Fetch is doing some data harvesting. Ibotta is doing some data harvesting on you as well. But for me, I know, hey, I just got an extra $5 that General Mills paid for. So it's not all, that is not all of their income, if that makes sense, is just based on selling my data. They have other revenue streams. It makes me feel a little bit better about it. Whatever helps you sleep at night. But just so you understand how those other programs are working, this is like Receipt Hog, Cooper that she had just mentioned in a chat. There's a number of them if you just went digging, and you probably could come home and spend an hour, right, uploading your receipt to all these different apps. I don't know that I would really mess with that. So for me, I come home and I submit to Ibotta and I submit to Fetch and I move on with my day. Sometimes I don't even come home. I have found that the center console in my car is the perfect width, and I put the receipt there. So before I even drive out of the parking lot, I'm already taking pictures of the receipt and I'm done. And I don't have to worry about it. Thankfully, most of the deals in Ibotta as well, 5-10 years ago, you would have to go through and dig and find the things and scan the barcodes. I'll still run into an occasional item that it might not register that I bought 4 of that, and I'll need to dig it out and scan the barcode of it. But it's getting more and more rare to where all I do is just take a picture of the receipt and I'm done. So I can do that right in the parking lot before I even leave the grocery store and not really have to worry about it. If you forget to scan receipts, it is good to know most of these apps have a 7-day window, so you're kind of good. If you literally made a pile of them, you could come back to it. Just know that if if a deal had an expiration date and you didn't scan your receipt in time, you are not going to get that offer. And they do all have them. Like this General Mills, for example, says it is good for receipts dated 2/15 to 2/28. Perfect while the offer is active. But if I tried to redeem this on 3/1, it's not going to find it. It's not even going to be in the list of the deals. So sometimes waiting a super long time is not in your best interest. You want to go ahead and make sure that the offers are still there. Definitely on any freebies that you spot, making sure you're submitting your receipt so that you can grab that money back while they are offering it. So Ibotta, Fetch, a couple others for you if you want. Checkout 51 is another one. Checkout 51 is I come home, I take a picture of the receipt. Checkout 51 is in cahoots with coupons.com. So if you printed a coupon from coupons.com, logged into your coupons.com account under the same email as your Checkout 51 account, many times that offer will actually not show up for you in your Checkout 51 app. And if you used a coupon at the register, you cannot submit Checkout 51 on that offer either, but they are there. So if I'm not printing the coupons, I have another option for them, and it's not 100%. Everything on coupons.com is in Checkout 51, but there are still some great offers there. And as well, these offers have multiple times on them too. So this Palmolive says I can claim it on up to 5 items. So if you went to the store and you grabbed that, that would be a number of dish soaps that you could grab. So you will see there are lots of high value offers here. This is not one that I use that frequently, mostly because a good number of these I do have a paper coupon for. I would prefer to print the coupon and just have the savings at the register versus having to wait to get the savings back. So I tend to do that side of it. And because it is you cannot use a coupon on this. Sometimes you can go to scan a receipt and it will decide that even the sale, the way that the receipt loads it up, it won't give you the offer. So this is not my top one. Ibotta and Fetch are, but if I've got an offer here and it's something that I grabbed, I will redeem it. Just kind of giving you, the other side of it, the negatives on this one. And Karen's saying most of her backyard furniture, has come from Fetch Rewards gift cards. I love it. So you're redeeming them like Home Depot. You'll be surprised all the many ways that you can get gift cards for sure from all of these apps. So one more to hit on in the coupon world. This is new. I mentioned this in a CVS video a few weeks ago because this only works at CVS right now or very tiny grocery stores in the Midwest. So nowhere else other than very tiny grocery stores in the Midwest and CVS nationwide is Coupon 24. This is not one that I want us to all jump on, but it is coupons that come off at the register. So this is a company that is attempting to create something called the universal coupon. This is brand new within the last maybe 3-4 months and just kind of rolling out. This is P&G. That's all that's there right now. But if I come in and I load any of these offers, and once they are loaded, they are going to then generate on a barcode that I scan at the register. So I can load any of these that I want. I'm only going to scan that barcode one time and they're all going to come off. This is only going to work at CVS right now. Their goal is to be nationwide in all stores. I don't want us to all pick up on this though. Like, I'm okay if you use it occasionally. Don't make this your new best friend. We do not really want to be in a boat where we have one batch of coupons to use across every store. Digital coupons and the fact that I can open up the Publix app and have a set of coupons and I can open up the Kroger app and have a whole different set of coupons is actually pretty awesome. So the idea of that going away and being morphed into one app across all stores brings tears to my eyes. Right now, the fact that it's just at CVS, I'm okay with. Most of these offers you'll actually find in your CVS app. with some exceptions. Right now, there are no Venus coupons in your CVS app. I have a Venus store coupon, but I don't have a Venus manufacturer's coupon. So if I wanted to, I would want to use this. Now, there's one hold up here because we are talking CVS exclusively with this particular app. This is the barcode you're going to scan. I am only going to get one or the other. So I'm either going to get my CVS store coupons here, or I'm going to get the Coupons 24 coupons, but I'm not going to get both. So if I had a CVS store coupon for Venus razors and I had a Coupon 24 coupon for Venus razors, the computer is only going to take the one that I scanned last. So if I scanned this and then I scanned my CVS card, or I scanned my CVS card and then I scanned this, you get the idea? So that is a quirk. Maybe it's not a quirk, maybe that's what they want, but it is how they're trying to maintain that you didn't stack offers, is that the computer is basically only taking one set of offers. So just be aware of that if you are using this app. And it is brand new, so that is like, new released information, but at least one to tuck away. Let's back out for a second and make sure we've hit everything else. There are a lot of other apps that are out there. Swagbucks is one that I put in the list, and I will say Swagbucks does have some grocery offers there too. So they have some magic receipts, that's what they call them. So you go into the store, you earn Swagbucks back, which is a points system just like Fetch. You take a picture of your receipt and you get that back in the Swagbucks app. So they also have that side to them. That is not their primary side. Their primary side is online shopping and search, but it is there. So Swagbucks magic receipts is what you are looking at when you are hunting in their app for those offers. Coupons.com does have an online app. I don't tend to use it. I actually noticed that my phone had offloaded it to save room, and I'm like, you know what, we'll just keep it offloaded. If I'm gonna use Coupons.com, I use it on the website, just a desktop to print any offers before I head to the store. But you can use an app if you wanted to go that route to print your offers too. That is the majority of what I had in terms of grocery side. I do recommend that you keep your store apps on your phone as well. And I just like everything in their own little bucket. So stores have their own little bucket. With your store apps, they all have barcode scanners in them as well. So use those barcode scanners. They're all in that search bar up in the top. That is the best way to find the coupons that apply to the item that you're purchasing. You can also always go straight to the coupons if you wanted to. There's a lot that are there. With store coupons, you have to make sure that you've loaded them before you check out, right? These are all coming off at the register. So whether you are using the barcode scanner to catch everything before you check out, or you're manually typing them in, however you want to do that, you need to get in the habit of coming in and at least making sure that they're loaded, making sure you're ready to grab those deals before you check out. I see that General Mills, I'm going to load it right now. That one's a new one, and General Mills is always buy one, get one. So now you have a Publix coupon and an Ibotta for General Mills. I hope you guys buy some cereal this week. With your store apps, every single store has their own set of digital coupons. They're only good at that store, right? This hopefully is, old school couponing common sense, but just to make sure we're all clear on that, these coupons only work at Publix because this is the Publix app. I didn't mean to close that guy. Or your Kroger coupons, you get the idea. Only gonna be good. This is tricky to not click the wrong button. But as you're going through and you are picking your different stores, just any store you regularly shop in, keep their app on your phone. CVS, Walgreens, barcode scanners are huge in helping you get your drugstore deal, so not missing any of your store digital coupons. Another one that I wanted to hit on, this is a big one in our family. We do not have pharmacy coverage, so GoodRx, if you do not use this one, this is a big one. And this is the most recent thing that I searched. So if you've not used it recently, you used to with GoodRx just kind of have a card basically in the app that you showed the pharmacist. Now you're gonna search for the specific drug that the doctor gives you. And then when you search for the drug, you are gonna get basically the little card is going to pop up, but it's really for that drug. So they're telling you this is how much it's going to cost, and this is all the information that the pharmacist needs. If I wanted to go somewhere else, I'm going to get an idea of all the local pharmacies nearby as well. So that is a big one. In our world, not having any pharmacy coverage, making the wisest choice. I will actually use this in the doctor's office with the doctor. Like, hey, what are we talking here? Because we don't have pharmacy coverage. Can you tell me what drugs you're considering? And I will sit there and type them in. There are, for most illnesses, a lot of options that would get the job done. So I'm not saying, don't give me something that isn't going to work, or I just want to make sure we're taking a wise choice on the medication, and then I can choose where to go with that. So GoodRx is pretty awesome and free. There's no reason to not be using it. And it is an easy one for saving on meds for sure. Let's see. Oh, gas savings. So Get Upside is an easy one for gas, as is the gold standard Gas Buddy. I cannot tell you how many times we pull this up in our world. And immediately clicking on map. I don't even know if this will work. But then I can immediately see every gas station nearby, and I can make a wise decision as to where we go. But Gas Buddy has been around for I don't even know how long, but those are our go-to. Upside and Gas Buddy on finding the gas, and Upside it's going to give you cash back at participating stations. So you do have to keep them both open because they don't really filter in both of the deals. Along those lines, I should mention, while we're talking gas savings, to not forget about Walmart and Walmart Plus. If you have Walmart Plus, that is an extra 10 cents off of gas at Murphy gas stations, most Murphy gas stations, Murphy USA. So that's sometimes, I just go Murphy USA station to Murphy USA station to get some of the best prices. Walmart Plus also gives you access to Sam's gas stations without having to have a Sam's membership. So just to throw in all the various random apps there. In terms of dining apps, to jump over there for a second, since we're going all over the board, I won't say that any of these are magical. When we eat out, we're spending money, right? But I do want you to realize that every restaurant has an app these days, every restaurant. So make sure that you have at least loaded it and checked out whether or not this app offers rewards or discounts or coupons. If I continue to use the app, do I get extra rewards? Maybe you find the app isn't really that useful. You don't have to keep using it, but it never hurts to download it, to check it out, create the account for a minute, see what it gets you, and make that decision. Most of the ones that are still hanging with me, I can't even tell you the last time I went to CC's Pizza, but most of the ones that are at least on my phone do have some sort of offer behind them. Coupons that will be in the app, or rewards that you're building up as you use it. So totally worthwhile. Some of them, I'm trying to think if Texas Roadhouse doesn't have coupons or apps, but they do let you get on the list using their app. So, there can be some other perks, but having those apps, just stick them in a bucket so they don't bug you, is still a great way to make sure that you're saving and you're taking advantage of the rewards programs when you're out and about. And those rewards programs do add up, whether it is free products at Chick-fil-A or what was it, Zaxby's recently was like $5 off my next $20. There you go, $5 off my next $20 purchase. That might be for everyone, limited time only, but with a family of, I got 5 folks at home right now. We're really a family of 7. $20 is not hard to hit. Even if we were gonna go totally bare bones, no drinks, we're still gonna hit $20. So a lot of those offers that'll be in that app, I wouldn't have gotten that had I not used the app when I was ordering or checking out. A lot of these you can use at the register as well. But many times I'm placing the order so that by the time I get there, the food is done and I don't have to stand in line. So super easy way to save some time and some money by having all of your apps there and ready for you. So lots of apps that we're hitting there. I know I jumped through a lot. I wanted to get through a long list, and we could Obviously keep that list going. There are a ton of apps that you can have. But I did tell Anna that I would jump over and try to give her a answer on saving on flights. So I'm trying to remember where you're trying to go. Oh, Niagara Falls and cheap flights. It's a very fun trip. So let's jump off topic there and help you out with this one. It is a favorite of mine and one that it was sweet. A high schooler, I think it's her dream to someday make it to Tokyo. So I was showing her ways to find deals. Not that Tokyo is going to be an amazingly cheap deal, but I can try my hardest. I'm blocking myself here. There we go. Oh goodness, I can't get this to go away. Sorry guys. I don't know what I did. Stop. Oh. Okay, well now you just get to, I don't normally deal with this. There we go. Oh, we're back. Okay, I don't know if I can function. So I don't know where you live, Anna, but what I would recommend is let's use Google Flights. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Arg. There we go. Okay, use Google Flights. This is the best way to play. With Google Flights, you can put in up to 4 airports that you want to leave from and 4 airports that you want to arrive into. And that is magical. I don't want to just consider my home airport. I can definitely tell you I don't, because my home airport always costs more. So if you are still hanging around and you want to tell me what your home airport is, and I'll gladly search it just for you. But I will tell you what I would do is I'm going to put in the 4 airports that are nearest to me that I'm willing to drive to. Think about the bigger the airport, typically the cheaper the flights. So I want to go, am I willing to go to Charlotte? I am. Am I willing to go to Atlanta? Maybe not, but we're going to put it in there for fun. Oh, you're in Tennessee. So let's do you. Tennessee's still pretty big. I mean, are you in Knoxville? Are you in Nashville? But let's put in a few of your options there, right? So we get Knoxville, we get Nashville. I mean, we could try Chattanooga, but I don't think that's going to be very magical. We'll see what those 3 pull up for us. The bigger the airport, usually the better the deal. Okay, and you're in the Knoxville area. And then I want to head to Niagara Falls. With Niagara Falls, you can go a couple different airports, but Buffalo is probably your best bet to stay on the U.S. side. Anytime we cross a border, a flight actually costs more. So it would be cheaper to fly into Buffalo and rent a car than it would be to fly into the area on the other side of the border, any airport on the Canadian side. So go with your American airport if you can, or Niagara Falls, but your biggest airport is still usually your best bet. And then don't put in a departure and a return. Just look at your options. It's always cheaper to fly in the middle of the week than it is on a weekend. So as you look at March, which is very cold, but you could go there. So Tuesday's magical day, and it's even telling you it's green and cheaper. As we go out, and you will immediately see these prices jump as soon as school gets out. So as soon as we cross Memorial Day, those flights are going to go from $250. We're now up in the 300s on some days. They're going to climb. There's obviously in this, there's a cheap leg because some of these are still staying low. But the lower that we can fly outside of school zones and on weekdays, the cheaper a flight is going to be. So let's just pick something. Let's say that you can make it before school gets out, leaving on, even here's one on Friday, leaving on Friday the 11th, returning on a Tuesday, and hit done. And now when we search this, it's going to tell you all your options. We put in 3 airports, and you're saying we'll add in Asheville. Asheville's kind of tiny, so I don't know if we'll get much there, but we'll add it in. We'll see. So three airports. Asheville is actually our cheapest option on American. You're going to fly Asheville to Charlotte to Buffalo, but you still got there. And it's 224 round trip, or even cheaper would be going to Nashville and flying Frontier at 140 round trip. So it's giving you all your options using Google Flights, being open on the dates that you're willing to go. We could also play a little bit with other airports as you started to look at what your other options were or what you were willing to drive, rent a car and drive. If you were willing to fly into Erie, some of those airports are really tiny, and they actually can have some just puddle jumper planes that are connecting them. So always playing around with multiple airports is key. Google Flights is going to let you do that. So 4 airports is the most. If you try to plug in more, many times it won't even compute any extras that you've plugged in. But as many airports as you want, you can plug in 4 on the where you're landing as well. And then also one thing to know with Google Flights is it does not pull in everybody. So Southwest is not in there. If you've got a puddle jumper, as I like to call them, like Breeze Airways flies out of Charleston near me. Breeze is not in Google Flights either. So if you know any of those little hopper airlines that are around, you'll need to actually go to their websites to see if they are flying into any airports near you. Breeze actually flies in to some of the tinier airports that are closer to Niagara Falls with some cheap tickets. So that would be one to check out. So that's Breeze Airways as another option. And Lily is chiming in too. It's a great tip. So don't forget to factor in checked bags if you need them. Frontier, Breeze, American, these are all not going to include a bag. If you really, most folks would all say you need to be traveling with carry-ons only. Check bags are where you're kind of losing any deal that you found on flights. We did Niagara Falls a few years ago, but we drove it. We drove it all the way up and all the way back. So I enjoyed having a car, and I would say planning to fly into Buffalo and rent a car. You'll be surprised at how cheap renting cars can be. If you have a Costco membership, most folks will say that you will not find a cheaper deal than renting a car through Costco. So look into that if you've got that membership, put it to work. But hopefully it makes for a fun trip for you whenever you can get up there. And yes, Anne, we'll be back on Monday nights with live videos. So every Monday night, that's the plan going forward. And next week, we're going to do budgets. We're just going to talk about getting your budget under control, trying to hit some of those areas that maybe you need someone to, give you the talk that you didn't want to hear, but trying to make sure that you are not overspending in categories, or how can we help you get some categories back down. So that is where we're going to go next week. I know we hit airlines there for a second. That wasn't tonight's topic if you just jumped in at the last minute. But I did just map out my plan for the spring. So we are going to hit budget travel in a month. On March 17th is where I have us in all the plans. So we'll be back next Monday night on budget and budget tips is the plan. Sam's rental cars, they're not known for being as amazing. So Costco travel in general, most people love Costco travel deals. Sam's does have a travel side, but it just doesn't equal the Costco side. If you're looking for other rental car options, there's quite a few ways that you could play it. I don't know what credit cards you have. So if you've got a credit card that is geared towards travel, you can reserve rental cars through their travel portal. So Chase, for instance, has travel portals, and you'll earn sometimes up to 10 times the points for your travel that you book through the portal. Now, I don't recommend booking hotels or flights ever through travel portals. You need to book those directly. You're putting yourself in a really rough situation if something goes wrong and you booked through a portal or a third party. But rental cars are a little different because they still end up in the rental car system. So that would be one that I might just try to, if I don't have the Costco, I might just try to max out the points that I could get back, whatever I could, then turn around into another trip, right? Going through that. Okay, Lily, great question. So Lily says, I've had issues where the CVS app is showing extra care buck deals, but the things aren't tagged in the stores and other deals are. Any advice or suggestions? So if the CVS app is showing the extra care bucks, that is what the register is going to ring up. So I wouldn't necessarily worry about the tags, because honestly, I found that CVS in general is just getting worse and worse and worse at tagging things. They went to their 2-week ad system and you thought, hey, this is going to give their employees a break. But I don't think that's what the employees thought. I think they decided that tags were even less important now that they were good for 2 weeks. So don't always trust the tags. I would use the scanner in the stores, that price scanner, what used to be the coupon center. I would check your app as well, so you can always scan the barcodes of products, and it's going to show you the sale. It's going to show you any rewards. So if you don't want to go to the price scanner, what is in the app is what is in the computer. So that is the route that you want to trust. If you're feeling like you don't know which way to go, I wouldn't be trusting the tag on the shelf as much as I would trust the app, if that answers your question. Okay. Well, we went through a lot of apps tonight, guys, and we did it kind of the slow way at the start and then the fast way at the end. But with everything that I mentioned, again, that full list, if you head to Southern Savers, is right below this video because it's live on the top of the site. It's also listed already in the description of the video on YouTube and Facebook. Folks, I'll come back and stick them all in a comment for you guys as well, just so you can find those apps. They are all free apps in the App Store. There are no coupon apps that you should have to pay for, so do not go that route. And one other thing to note is that they are not apps that you have to play games for. So Fetch Rewards did just add games and pushed games hard with their Super Bowl ad now a week and a half ago. But that you do not have to do the game side of that. So just buy the groceries, submit the receipts, ignore the games if that is what you want to do. That is what I do. I don't have time for that. But there are apps out there, and we can all get into the game world. That's not what this is. So we want to get money back on the items that we're buying in the grocery store. Those are the apps that we really tried to focus on tonight. We could take this for hours and, obviously go through every app that folks have. Hopefully I've hit some of your favorites, but if you do have an app that you feel has saved you a ton of money in the grocery store in particular, I would love for you to share it if I did not mention it, for sure. I'm always up for learning about a new app. Happy to go digging and see how they work, just like someone asked earlier today on the other receipt scanning app. Probably won't turn me off my favorites, but I'm always glad to add another one to the list. So feel free to chime in the comments on what your favorites were. It always helps other people too. So hopefully this was helpful, guys. I will be back tomorrow with all of the new deals at CVS and Walgreens this week. And then we'll be back next week as we talk budgeting and getting your accounts in order. So thanks for joining me.